in aesthetics, we're not changing anything dramatically. We're not doing something totally different and brand new. We're taking what's already there and sort of revamping it.
Welcome to the Beauty Talk podcast, where we feature how the best medical practitioners help their patients to look better, younger, and healthier. Now, enjoy the show, and here's your host.
Daniel Gao here. I'm the host of Beauty Talk, where we feature the top medical practitioners in health and beauty, both inside and out. Now I have Praxedes Molina here of Maxine Leopards. She has a master's in architecture working with hospitals, medical office buildings, and science laboratory projects. She then transitioned into sales as an independent rep for the medical field and completed coursework in surgical technology, pharmaceutical technology, and nursing science. She is now the proud proprietor of Maxine Leopards, a boutique sales agency dedicated to connecting progressive practitioners with top-tier devices and treatments in aesthetic and regenerative medicine. Well, welcome, Praxedes. Glad to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so let's just dive right into it. I'm curious, how did you end up getting interested in the medical field to begin with?
Well, to fit the stereotype, I'm a Filipino female, and I was expected to be a nurse when I grew up, just like my mother and my aunts and my cousins and my sister. So I did actually assume I was going to go down the path of the medical field one way or another. Mm-hmm. And I ended up actually studying biology, thinking I would actually like to go to medical school and practice as a physician rather than a nurse. My mother was a floor nurse her entire life, and I didn't find that interesting. She worked night shift and she was tired, and she had to put on her support hose, and she had varicose veins from her work. And I thought that that's what nursing was, that it was working the floor with patients, doing bedside management, basically. So I thought, well, I think I will look at actual patient care and pursue medical school. But once I finished my biology degree, I completely pivoted and ended up going to architecture school instead.
Yep.
So did that for a few years.
Okay. And so after you did that, you got into the independent sales rep. So I'm curious, for people that don't know, what is an independent sales rep?
So I am not employed by one particular company. I am not part of a sales team of a corporation. Mm-hmm. I am self-employed. I pick and choose who I want to work with, and I've built my portfolio of products based on those choices. So independent sales reps, we're a very different breed, mm-hmm. And we are managing many product lines all across the board, though we do like to keep them in a complementary relationship. So it's a little different. We don't have quotas to meet in the way that a typical salaried sales rep has. We don't have sales managers going on ride-alongs with us. Typically, we don't have them looking over our shoulder. We don't have that kind of pressure that the typical sales rep has. We're business owners, just like most of the people that we work with.
Yeah. Okay. So then from there, doing that, what was the thing that caused you to make that leap from independent sales rep to now starting your own company? Or did you kind of see it as the same thing?
Well, they're just different levels. There are people who are independent sales reps and maybe do just have one or two lines, and they're doing it part-time while they're raising children or finishing school, or doing other work, other jobs. Mine has expanded beyond that. I mean, I was a lone wolf out there for many, many years, working primarily in the hospital environment, the acute care environment. And then COVID came, and that was a forced transition out of the hospitals, because at that point, no one really wanted to see me in the hospitals. They were busy with other things. And got involved in office-based sales. I was assisting actually a friend of mine who has a company that developed a device for inserting bioidentical hormone pellets. And once I kind of helped her get her sales team off the ground, I wanted to go back to my independent sales rep gig, and realizing the aesthetics industry was a booming industry and enjoyable, very enjoyable, fun. I call it fun medicine. And so I started off with 1 or 2 product lines, and it just grew from there. And now I have a little mini staff, a team, and I could use more help.
Got it. Now I got to ask, Maxine Leopards, there's got to be a story behind that name.
Yes. Way back when the internet was first invented, I don't know when this was, quite a few years back, my young son happened upon a site that was an anagram generator. So he was just entering random things there. And an anagram is, just to remind everybody, it is where you take a word and you rearrange the letters and it becomes another word. So he randomly put words into this anagram generator. One of the words, 2 words he put in was Praxedes Molina, which is my name. And the anagram generator returned a response of Maxine Leopards. So Maxine Leopards is actually my name, all the letters just rearranged. And it was amazing. I thought, okay, I'm going to do something with this. So I actually took ownership of MaxineLeopards.com and didn't know what I was going to do with it at the time. But when I got into the aesthetics industry, it was very fitting because in aesthetics, we're not changing anything dramatically. We're not doing something totally different and brand new. We're taking what's already there and sort of revamping it. So that's what I do in aesthetics. And this is what my name is. So if you look at the words Maxine Leopards, it's still me. It's just a new perspective of me.
Got it. I like that. That's a great story. Now, you mentioned that you got into the aesthetic space because it's the fun space, but we also talked about in your introduction how you also provide the regenerative medicine treatments and solutions to practitioners as well. So I'm curious, how did you end up deciding to bring in the regenerative medicine into your business?
It was really it's really a natural evolution. I mean, if you think about aesthetics used to be about plastic surgery, really. You would go in, you would go under the knife, under anesthesia, and you'd have a long recovery coming home from the surgery center. And it was very drastic. And now aesthetics is about harnessing our body's own regenerative powers to say slow down the aging process, but really to kind of kick things back into gear. So aesthetics is now very much melded with regenerative technology. This is what we're doing. It's funny. It's kind of ironic, I think, that when I started my career in independent sales in the medical space, I was doing a lot with wound care, big space, and now here I am 20 years later, really still in wound care, because this is what aesthetic and regenerative medicine is about. It's about producing controlled wounds and therefore healing and regenerating the skin, the cells, the body.
Okay, got it. Now, you talked about that time when you were in that independent sales rep, but now it's a big part of your business, kind of doing in the same vein, but just at a different level. So for practitioners, what's really the benefits of working with someone like an independent sales rep or someone like yourself and your company?
There are a lot of benefits to this. First of all, we are business owners, just like the practitioners. We are small business owners. So we have to choose very carefully. We have to vet the products, the companies, the manufacturers, the distributors, in the same way that a practitioner has to before they bring a product on. So before I offer it to a practitioner, I'm going through that same process of trialing it, of doing the research, reading the papers, asking around. And this is what practitioners do before they decide to bring a product on and offer it to their clients. So we're in the same process. So there's that I understand their process of making the choice. If something goes wrong, it's my reputation. Just like with the practitioner, if they botch a treatment, they mess up somebody's face, then their business owner, they're responsible. They can't quit their job. I can't quit my job. I'm here. So it's my reputation. It's their reputation. We're in this together. And the other thing is that, again, this is a choice. I choose who I want to work with, the manufacturers, the distributors. I make that choice based on not only what is their product, but will that company support me, and will they support the practitioner after the sale? So it is a choice. I'm not under the pressure to meet a quota, and so I can work as a business partner with practitioners. Their success is literally my success. I'm going to do everything that I can to help them market, to help them educate, and to help them succeed with whatever product or treatment or device they have selected from me. It's important. I just, like I said, I can't turn tail and run. I can't go to a different company, can't quit my job.
Yeah. No, it sounds very much like the best use of how practitioners can use reps as a resource is very much so that you're kind of shortcutting the process for them. There's so many different devices, treatments, products out there, and basically you're looking through seeing, okay, what are the best ones, and then from there you're almost like that trusted advisor to the practitioner in that recommendation, which is that's accurate.
Absolutely, that's exactly it. And I'm also not bringing them just one product, device, or treatment. I'm bringing them combinations, stackable treatments, complementary treatments, so that they have full solutions and options in what they bring in. So I'm not going to just take one thing and focus on that and ram that down their throat. I'm going to bring them a whole portfolio, bring them a tray of these options, and talk about all of it and figure out what makes sense for them in their business, in their menu services, in their demographics, in their goal, how much space they have in their office. All of that is taken into consideration. So then I'm really a resource for a lot of things. I have so many practitioners asking me to help them find additional staff, or I help them create custom marketing materials. I can do things. I have a little more liberty and freedom to help them in ways that, for example, a salaried rep who has a company credit card and a company car and company expenses paid, they're a little bit limited in that way. So I have a little more liberty to work as a full partner with practitioners.
Okay, so you're almost like a business consultant at this point.
Absolutely, that is absolutely what we do as independent reps. And I even hesitate to refer to us as sales reps, because we are so much more than that. I don't introduce myself as a sales rep. I am very much a business partner, and it is a consultative process, and we work together.
Got it. Now I'm curious, what is your process as far as how you select which devices, which products, which treatments to bring on in your company so that you can now recommend these to the practitioners and your clients?
Yeah, it is very similar to what a practitioner is doing. I'm hearing about it, I'm seeing it advertised at trade shows, people talking about it, and so or somebody presenting to me and saying, "Hey, have you seen this or heard about this?" So my interest is piqued. I then start to do the research, ask around, read the studies, look into the company, and talk to the people in the company, talk to the people who already work with that product or that device, and I try it out on myself. I make sure that it works on me, on my skin type, on someone. I mean, I'm a typical older female, a typical sort of a potential client or patient, and so I want to make sure that it does what it claims to do on me.
Got it. Now, can you talk about any new or emerging products or treatments that you're particularly excited about?
Yes, I have spent this summer doing a lot of research, several months, and I have brought on some new exciting things in my portfolio, in addition to things I already have, like very top tier radiofrequency microneedling, a couple of lines of exosomes, some really unique skin treatments. Recently, I've brought on a robotic body contouring laser. This is I'm very excited about this. I know there's a particular modality of body sculpting that's out now that people are becoming very concerned with, and so I've had those concerns as well. It's a device, it's a treatment that I've had done on myself, and it did not do what it was going to do, what it claimed to do. And so now I have discovered this other modality for body contouring. And I didn't think I would get into body contouring, but again, I was piqued when I saw this and looked into it, and very happy to have brought this on. So that's very exciting, for sure. That's kind of top of mind right now.
Got it. Now, I'm sure you get a lot of practitioners that end up talking to, and they're maybe not quite sure on what they should do or really how best to use your services. So how do you approach educating practitioners on which devices are best for them in their practice?
Well, the first thing is we make an assessment. I get inquiries, people for many different ways, and they come to me thinking that they're going to ask me about one particular product. Exosomes, for example, is a very hot topic right now. And so then when I go meet with them, and I always prefer a face-to-face meeting because I want to see what is their environment, what is the personality of their clinic and their staff. To understand what makes sense for them. So we'll talk about primarily what they were interested in initially, but then when I look around their office and I'll ask them, I see that sitting in the corner unplugged, are you using that? And when they admit that, no, we're not using that anymore, and then I can tell them, I may have another solution for you, So finding out what is their physical environment, what is their patient demographic, what is their staff situation, their staffing situation, and what are their goals. All that definitely makes a difference. And so then I can make recommendations. And if I don't have it, I can source it for them. I know people.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So it sounds like you're really the person to have in their corner then, to really just kind of guide them. This is what you need to get to your goals and what you want to achieve, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Now, what are some common misconceptions about independent sales reps? I know you said some really good things about them, but there's also a difference between independent sales rep and business owner. And so it sounds like you tried to make that differentiation. I'm sure a lot of practitioners don't realize what that differentiation is. So what are some common misconceptions about independent sales reps?
So independent sales reps probably get a bad rap from regular sales reps. They will, especially, if we have a competitive product or a comparable product, then they will find ways to say, oh, well, they're not even real sales reps, they're just independent. So the implication is that we're wayward, that we're not focused, that we have 40 things in our bag, and we're just trying to sell whatever it is. It's sort of like the medicine man with this caravan coming through, and selling potions. That's definitely a misconception, again, because a good independent sales rep understands that their reputation is on the line, and that will make or break them. So we're not going to take those chances of aligning ourselves with the wrong partnerships. So that's definitely I think that the biggest misconception, that we're not committed or focused. Absolutely not true. We are, again, as business owners, we work very, very hard. I'm here in my office, and I left my home at 6 o'clock this morning, drove 3 hours, had a 30-minute meeting, drove 3 hours back, and I'm looking at a stack of things that I need to get done tonight because my practitioners need this done now.
Yeah, man, you're committed to them. Now, I think another thing also that you talked about, I'm sure plays a big role into it, is that difference between just the regular sales rep and the independent sales rep, is that in your position, you can really recommend what is the best solution versus a regular sales rep where they only have to sell their company solutions, where it may not be a good fit for that practitioner, but because they have the quota, because they're working for the company, they have to push that. Whereas a good independent sales rep like yourself, you already know all the pieces, and it's just a matter of, okay, tell me about your practice. Okay, this is going to be the best fit. This is going to be the best fit, but this other thing is not because of X, Y, Z. I'm assuming that that's a very big part that goes into it, right?
Yes, absolutely, and that is why I have curated my portfolio into what it is. I have solutions to meet all different situations that accomplish either different goals and different patient types, or certainly budget plays into it, of course. So if I have a practice, they really want that robotic body contouring laser, and I know I can tell that this is not the best fit for them because of budget, because of physical space, and because of their client demographic and where they are. So I may have other options, or again, if I don't have it, I can refer them to other, usually independent sales reps who do have something that is a little more fitting. So for sure, I have something for everybody. So the things in my portfolio, again, curated to either meet the range of needs or to be stackable and combinable to produce even better outcomes.
Got it. Thanks for sharing that. Now, you must have seen so many different treatments, devices, products. Where do you think the future of aesthetics is going?
Definitely the regenerative medicine side of things. We so much less downtime. Nobody wants downtime. Nobody wants to be in pain. People want instant results. That may be pushing the boundaries a lot, but we do see reduced downtime and faster results with combinations and with using some of the new technologies out there. So this is definitely where it's going. No downtime, no discomfort, great results, and the faster the better.
Yeah. Okay, great. Now, Praxedes, I have one last question for you, but before I ask it, I want to point people to your website at www.maxineleopards.com. Now, the last question is, what would you say is the most important piece of advice you can give to a practitioner who's really in need of new devices, new products to promote, new treatments to promote, but maybe has some reservation working with independent sales rep, or maybe has heard some of those misconceptions you were talking about? What is the most important piece of advice you can give to someone in that situation?
Definitely to just listen, to just give the time, because that's one thing independent sales reps can do is they can give you time. We don't have to. We don't have to document a certain number of meetings per day. And so I will take, and this is common, 4 hours sitting with someone, answering their questions, doing a thorough demo, because they're making an investment and they're giving that time. So I want them to be very confident in their decisions. So that's really it. Just take the time, be open, ask a lot of questions.
Okay, perfect. Well, there you have it. Praxedes sharing her expertise. Now, Praxedes, where can people contact you and your business?
So definitely my website has all my info there, MaxineLeopards.com. I have 4 business Instagram accounts. So please check those. Maxine_Leopards_aesthetics is the primary one, and it connects to 3 other accounts that we keep going. Send an email to hello@MaxineLeopards.com.
Okay, perfect. Well, great. Thanks for being on the show and sharing your experience.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you, Daniel.
Thanks for listening to the Beauty Talk podcast. Any questions, please contact the practice directly with the contact information provided during the show. We'll see you again next time. Bye for now.